So I like to think of people reading through certain lenses. I think all of us have certain presuppositions. When we come to a text, we read the scriptures with certain questions in our minds, with certain expectations of what we're going to find. But a lot of people have perhaps inadequate lenses for reading the Gospels. So, for example, some people, when they read the Gospels, they're essentially reading for the sake of imitation. So they're looking at what Jesus said, they're looking at what Jesus did, and the main question they're asking is, how can I be like Jesus? How can I follow Jesus? How can I imitate Jesus? Now, that's a great question to ask, and Paul, Peter, John, all in various ways, talk about the imitation of Christ or following Christ. But if that's the first question you ask, the Gospels end up becoming more law than gospel, because you're mainly thinking of how you can do something rather than what Christ has accomplished. Other people read the Gospels through the lens of inspiration. So they see these stories where Jesus heals someone or Jesus delivers someone, Jesus says, your faith has saved you, and so on. And the lesson people may draw from that is, oh, well, if I have enough faith, Jesus will do this for me. Other people will read through the lens of information. And so they're essentially looking for truths to glean. They're looking for deeper Bible knowledge or a deeper knowledge of the life of Christ. And again, all of these things are appropriate in some degrees, but we can read through all of those lenses and still be missing something crucial. The gospel narratives are not merely giving us biographical information about Christ. They're not merely giving us teaching from Christ. They're not merely giving us inspirational stories about how Christ worked in individual lives. The gospel narratives are actually describing for us what Christ accomplished for his people in his life, his death, his resurrection. Someone said a long time ago that the Gospels are essentially passion narratives with extended introductions. And it is significant that the majority of the space is taken up with the last week of Jesus' life, and then the things leading up to that last week of Jesus' life are crucial events on which the plot continues to turn as Jesus is revealing who he is and is moving towards Jerusalem, towards the cross, and is preparing his disciples for what is going to take place. And I think the lens through which we can read the Gospels helpfully is this lens of union with Christ, where we're asking not merely, what can I imitate about Jesus? What can I do in response to Jesus? But we're asking first, what did Jesus actually accomplish? What did he do for his people?